Before there were tournaments, before there were titles, there was Warren Okinaka dragging fields at dawn. In 1987, he helped organize the Oahu Junior Olympic softball program, laying the foundation for countless players and umpires to walk on. And with each conversation, building not just a group, but a community of umpires that would shape Hawaii's future.
So I was coaching younger kids at Palolo, and he was an umpire. Everybody knew who he was. He was an umpire. And one day he approached me like he does other umpires, and he said, "Hey, you want to umpire?" And I go, "No, I don't want to do that." And his good selling point was, if you umpire, you're going to become a better coach. And I said, oh, okay. I thought about it, gave it a try, and I did. I did for a while. And it actually did help me. I think helped the other guys, like John Park. Him and I were about the same time to do umpiring. He stuck it out, and I said, "Hey, Warren, I just want to coach softball." And he was okay with that. But we became friends. We were good friends.
Warren thought I knew something about umpiring because I'd coached. I thought I knew something about umpiring. So he put me behind the plate the first game. And after the first half inning, Warren, he's behind the bench, the screen, and he calls me back. I thought I was doing pretty good. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I thought, the way he asked me that question tells me a lot. And I said, "I have no idea, but you're going to teach me, aren't you?" And he took me under his wing, and he brought me all the way up to Division I college.
He saw more than umpires, he saw potential. And with every clinic, every game, every quiet word of advice, Warren Okinaka built people up. He believed in them, building a reputation of care and confidence when he worked that was respected by all who met him.
He had a good rapport with all the coaches, so he wasn't one of those looking forward to challenge coaches or eject coaches. He always worked with them. So basically, this is what I followed with him because he was basically my mentor.
And I think even today, with different umpires, there's certain umpires that you like, certain umpires that you wish they're doing your game. And Warren was one of those guys. If he was walking on the field and he was suited up, you go, "Oh yeah, I got Warren." You know the game was going to be good.
He had three main things that he focused on. It was always rules, mechanics, your position for the call, and game management. He was great with game management. He just, he was always calm, never argued. He always said, "What's your question, coach? What did you see?" And so those were the three things that he always harped on for me.
If you're not having fun, why umpire? That was Warren's rule. And somehow, he made even the hardest days feel light, with laughter, with food, with heart. He could run a tournament and a kitchen. And when the game got tough, he made sure the spirit stayed strong.
It was real important because it's a matter of always recruiting umpires. And even like today, it's hard to recruit umpires. So his idea was, recruit umpires, train them, and trying to keep them in. And he was real good at that because when we had tournaments, he was a fantastic cook. And so he used to provide lunch, leftover meals for dinner. So a lot of the umpires just tended to stay with association because Warren's hospitality.
Oh, the hat. Oki is the father of Oahu softball umpires. Okay, he's the father. When I showed up, he was the guy. He put it all together. I don't know what happened before Oki came on the scene, but I can't imagine much happened because he brought it together. He's the man.
I don't know if people agree with me or not, but he's the guy that grew girls' fast pitch softball in Hawaii. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be where we are now. Actually got two fast pitch leagues now, right? You got USA Softball and you got the Sand Island League. It's a lot of teams. It wouldn't have been possible if Warren wasn't keeping everything together. I mean, he did. He got the umpires, he got the coaches, he got teams. He made all the schedules, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and under schedules. He'd do all that. He helped you get permits for your field. I don't know where he found the time to do that.
For decades, Warren was a fixture at state tournaments and NCAA Division II games. And even after his passing in 2019 at the age of 71, he's remembered as one of the best to ever step foot on the diamond, a man of wisdom and warmth. character and commitment, leadership and love.
Hard to believe that 6 years have gone by since my good old buddy Warren passed away. I mean, people used to confuse him and myself because one day I went to go visit him at the care home, and I said, there's no chair, so I sat in his wheelchair, and the therapist came in and wanted to wheel me away thinking that I was Warren. That was hilarious. And Warren, you really been missed. I envied how you keep your lawns nice and trim and green, and he loved his dogs just like I loved all his dogs, and I just wish you the best, Warren.
Warren, all the coaches loved you, all the umpires loved you, all the parents loved you. I mean, you were the best thing for girls softball in our time. And to Lenora, thank you so much for letting Warren do this. All the time he spent away from the home to be on the field. Thank you so much.
For all the softball games he gave, the lives he lifted, and the fields he shaped, Oki is finally safe at home and in the Hall. Congratulations to 2025 Hawaii Sports Officials Hall of Fame inductee, Warren Okinaka. Accepting the award on Warren's behalf are his grandchildren, Sierra Okinaka, Kiana Calion, Travis Calion, Logan Calion, and Chloe Calion. And speaking for the group is HHSA Softball Officials Coordinator, John Park. Congratulations to our next inductee, Warren Okinaka.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to represent and speak on behalf of the Okinaka family tonight. First of all, I'd like to thank Cal Evans and the Hawaii Officials Hall of Fame Board for Warren's selection. I would also like to congratulate each of tonight's nominees and past inductees and their families for a job well done. You have helped and supported many officials that look up to all of you. And thank you all of you here tonight for attending this glorious affair that you have some connection with a blind, deaf, you're killing me blue umpire, referee, or some other sports official. Warren was involved with many sports, but softball was his passion. Because Bobby Sox had so many restrictions in 1987, Warren, along with Merton Ishida, later with Ken Richardson, and with ASA Commissioner Donna Manel's backing, the Oahu Junior Olympic Girls Fast Pitch Association was organized. This was just the beginning to involve these young ladies in something other than being spectators at their brothers' baseball games. The program grew so quickly, the JO program would need more umpires to call these games. Warren, with a core of great umpires that included Don Manel, Herb Paleka, Leilani Okuda, Charlie Sakurai, Gary Shiraishi, Ron Komini, Lou Flores, Roger Javillo, and Stan Finch, just to name a few. These officials were very instrumental in training the newer umpires. Hello, my name is John Park, and I first met Warren in 1992 when I forced my daughter to play softball. I helped coach her team of 12-year-old girls and found out this was not as easy as I thought. I recall telling one of the girls to take a lap before practice and tell the team to take a lap before practice, and one of the girls came up to me and said, "I can't run, coach." I said, "Why?" She goes, "I have my period." I said, "Geez, what am I going to tell her?" So I paused and said, "I don't care if you have a question mark, you're still running." After that summer season was over, Warren asked me if I wanted to coach again. I said, no, thank you. So he asked me if I wanted to umpire, and I said, all right, I'll try that. This was the beginning of a great friendship. Warren's great leadership, organizational skills, and being such a great mentor made it fun on the field. When I first started, we had a game, my first game together with Warren. He was on the plate, I was on the bases, and ball was hit to the shortstop, 2 outs, ball was hit to the shortstop. She made a great play, threw the runner at first out, and I gave a safe! And the defensive team was running off the field, the base coach and runner was running back to their dugout. And I was wondering, what's going on? So I walked up to Warren, he says, I said, what happened? He says, well, we're gonna have to work on your judgment calls. Like I said, Warren always taught with a positive attitude, picked us up when we were down, and always said, if you're not having fun, why umpire? Warren was a great cook and loved cooking. He used his skill to recruit umpires, and boy, did he. I recall at one of the first umpire meetings I attended at Warren's house, he was grilling steaks on his fireplace. I thought, wow, this is great. Food was always a topic. At tournaments, he would have not only one main course, but 2 selections like beef stew, chili, curry, beef stroganoff, Salisbury steak, just to name a few, with all the sides, with rice, macaroni salad, and desserts. Umpires from the mainland could not believe how well our UIC Warren treated us. Warren had many accomplishments. He umpired for over 35 years, involved with ASA JO program for over 31 years as an officer, a lead for the state umpire schools, an umpire, a trainer, and a head chef. He was an NCAA Division I and II umpire and scheduled Division II umpires for quite a few years. He was an umpire in charge of many ASA tournaments locally and on the mainland. ASA sent many Hawaii JO umpires to the national tournaments all over the United States. With Warren's help, the JO program has been one of the most recognized umpires association, having many umpires in the championship game, which is everyone's goal at these tournaments. Warren also helped with the HHS SAA softball state tournament as a UIC, along with the coordinator, John Burke. Warren also coached many levels. He really enjoyed working with pitchers. Again, he was very patient, and with his positive attitude, produced some pretty good ones. I remember he was coaching a high school team, and the pitcher wasn't all that great. So he gave signals to the catcher, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he was giving signals, and I thought to myself, geez, this girl doesn't have 5 pitches. But whenever he held up 5 fingers, I got hit. So whether it bounced off the dirt or was overthrown, I got hit. After being hit 3 or 4 times, I called time, took my mask off, walked over to him and said, whenever you give the signal 5, I get hit. You better cut that out. So walked back to my position, put my mask on, looked over to Warren, and sure enough, he held up 5, laughing his butt off. Warren worked very hard to make it great for these coaches, teams, and officials. A one-man crew, he would line the fields before the first game, and many times go to multiple fields to line fields to make sure these teams have a nice field to play on. When games were over, he would drag the fields, get them ready for the next day. Warren gave a lot to softball, even in this silent way, the first one on the field and last one off the field. A well-respected mentor to the game, when Warren passed in 2019, we made caps with Oki embroidered on the side panel as he is with us on the field and on every game. I'd like to thank Lenora, Warren's wife, the Okinaka family, for giving him to us for that short time. Family meant a lot to Warren, and a loving husband, dad, brother, and grandpa. He was like a magnet with his grandchildren. Such a proud grandpa, always having a great time with them. And Warren's sister, Shirley Rosen, flew in from Arizona to be here with us here to honor Warren tonight. And her good friend, also from Arizona, originally from Oahu, Lynn Kabato, accompanied her. that also has a tie with Warren. She was his boss at Head Start. That's pretty awesome. I would like to also thank the Carmelo family honoring Roy tonight as he mentored me in baseball. Another great guy who loved the game. His first thing to me was, my first game with him, he says, "You know what your job is?" I said, "No." He says, "You bring the beer and the poo-poos for after the game." Warren's fun-loving personality, professionalism, positive attitude, great cook, and you know I have to throw that in, and great mentorship touched many, many people, a true role model for young and old. And how some things just fall into place today would be Warren and Lenora's 57th wedding anniversary. So thanks again to you, Hawaii Sports Official Hall of Fame, the Okinaka family, and all of you here tonight. Please be safe out there. Aloha.